Now we're on the district or statewide candidates. Ernie Casbeer is here. He's running for House Representative, District 59 against Sid Miller.
Two years ago I tried this and it was a lot of fun. We enjoyed it. On election night, am I talking too loud and echoing too much? My wife and I looked at each other and we had lost, but I'm a teacher and I got to go back to class the next day, so it wasn't a big loss. But Wednesday night after the election, we're sitting there and she said, "What are we going to do tonight? We can't go out and campaign. What are we going to do?" And I said, "Well, let's go pick up signs." And so we took off and picked up signs and had fun. Campaigning is a lot of fun. I enjoy meeting you, enjoy meeting people. And we were discussing whether or not I should run. And I got an email from her one of these days, or one day at school, and the email said, "We need you in Austin." And I decided, well, we better start thinking about this, and we made up our mind. I'm going to try it one more time, and then the first thing she said was, "I'm excited." And this lady I'm bragging about sitting right over here is my wife, Kat. We live at Oglesby. We teach school at McGregor. We have 3 daughters and 2 grandkids, and I think the 2 grandkids are looking forward to the campaigning as much as we are because they really enjoy getting out. I'm in my 39th year of teaching. Some people say, "Well, why don't you retire?" I said, Lucille Ball says that the only people retire are people who don't like their job, and I love what I'm doing. It's a lot of fun. But in being a teacher, I've seen how much damage the existing party has done, or the in-power party has done, to the schools of the state. We've got serious problems. Our school system is broken, and we need someone to go down there and try to fix it. We've got too much testing. We complained last time and we said we needed to end the tax test. Well, they did end the tax test for the juniors and moved it from the tax test to the end of the year test. It hasn't affected the 3rd graders in my wife's class that have to take the test. It hasn't affected a bunch of other people that have to take the test. A self-contained class. There's a young lady in our self-contained class at McGregor that doesn't speak, doesn't do much moving, and yet they're going to have to determine whether she can determine the difference between the House and the Senate and what the House and the Senate are supposed to do. And the teacher is going to have to decide whether or not she understands the House and the Senate and whether or not she can pass the tax test. Some things like this are absolutely ridiculous. There are tons of unfunded mandates that the state's put on the counties. Judge Maynard can tell you about that. And on the cities and on the schools. Unfunded mandate that came down this past time was seat belts in school buses. Now, I'm not going to debate with you whether or not seat belts in school buses are good, but if the state wants us to put seat belts in school buses, they need to pay for them. If they're going to require a school to do something, they need to pay for it. They don't need to pass the cost on to the local communities. It's something that's a problem. Something that affects area near here, eminent domain, Texas Corridor, Trans-Texas Corridor. That's a problem. They postponed it until this election. It'll be up at the next session. We need someone down there speaking up for the people, speaking up for the state of Texas, and trying to protect our property and keep it from being sold to foreigners. I've got other issues that I'm concerned about. I'm concerned about water quality, and I'm concerned about energy. I'm really concerned about the prison system and the problems they have in the prison system. Now, that doesn't affect you quite as much as it does us in Coryell County. We've got a whole bunch of prisons down there, and the wardens tell me that every time they send a bus out with prisoners on it, they don't know how far it's going to get down the road before it breaks down. They're working with out-of-date equipment, out-of-date computers. They've got lots of problems that need to be addressed and that are just being ignored, being left to the side. I would like a chance to serve you, and I am running this year to serve, not for the glory of holding office. 2 years ago, I said I'm going to run just because I don't want him to have a free ride, and I didn't realize how close I was going to come to winning. This year, we're going to win. This year, we've got our names out, people know what's going on, and it's time to have someone down there who will be willing to serve you and who will answer the phone when they call. I have my cell phone number on the phone and on my literature, and a lady called me and I answered the phone and she said, "I need to speak to someone in the campaign." I said, "Well, you're talking to me. Will that work?" And you know, that's the way it should be, that they can speak to the person, that you can have a representative who will represent you. And that's my goal, to be the representative that does represent you in Austin. It's time for a change. It's time to have something different. Now, I will tell you that I have a primary opponent, and it's going to be essential for the Democrats to get out and vote. And I'll encourage all of you to please get out and vote in the primary. It's essential. And thank you so much for giving me this opportunity to speak to you tonight. Appreciate it.